Hey, do you guys remember when id Software did all that Doom stuff back in the 90s? So Doom is very influential. Doom is a good game. The game is so much fun to play. Even its sequels Doom 2 and Doom 64. Doom also got stuff like Final Doom with the TNT Evolution, and most notably Plutonia. Doom spawned the first-person shooter genre, and id became a household name, with more copies of Doom's shareware being installed on more computers than Windows 95. Just look at these games, they're so cool. You kids may be ignorant with your stupid modern shooters, but this game is the reason any of those exist, for better or worse. It stopped making Doom games to put out Quake games for a while, and that took off into the stratosphere. Then a 12-year hiatus until we got Doom 2016 after Doom 3. Yeah, well, Doom Eternal comes out in like a month, and in preparation for that, I decided to take a look back at what was once my favorite video game back in 2016 to 2018, before I started playing Dark Souls and Half-Life. But it was quite refreshing to revisit Doom 2016 making this video. It was so different from the other shooters I'd been playing, like Half-Life 2, which has pretty much been my go-to game for shooting things. But for this video, I took a break from the shooters I've been playing and decided to make a video on Doom. There are a lot of video games that people have been so hyped for its release. It's almost unreal. The games I think of when I hear hype, I think of Half-Life 2, Doom 3, Halo 2 and 3, but Doom 2016 wasn't very hyped. Yeah, there were people that were anticipating the game's release, especially me, but this game wasn't that hyped up from what I remember. I didn't remember anyone getting ready to play this game or super hyped to play it. The only person I remembered losing their shit for this game was me. From the first gameplay release, I was following the game day and night, ready for that day on May 13th, Friday of 2016. I didn't have an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 or a PC to run it. I was pissed I couldn't play the game, but one day my grandparents were going to buy me an early birthday present on June 22nd of 2016, since they weren't going to be around on my birthday, so they bought me an Xbox One and a copy of Doom 2016, and when I got home and installed the game, I opened the game up and began, and holy shit, this game was awesome! Doom 2016 kicked so much ass that every FPS game I had played before that was mostly Halo or fucking Call of Duty. But fuck those games, except for Halo. I love Halo, but that series will get covered eventually on this channel regardless. But that's not today's topic. Doom 2016 is one of my favorite games of all time. In this video I'm going to explain why this game is truly one of the best. Oh yeah, this video is being made before Doom Eternal, so if you're watching this when that game comes out, then don't take this stuff to be permanent. I may think Doom Eternal will be better than this game, so just take this with a grain of salt. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Skeptical Rowan, and this is Doom. Doom 2016 is one of those games that playing it is hard to describe. Imagine drinking 4 Monster Energy drinks and then your adrenaline maxing out. You know that fight or flight mentality? Well, it's mostly fighting here, which feels amazing. You are the baddest motherfucker of them all. Kill every last demon you see. Doom has a story, but let me sum up the story thusly. It's pretty alright. Thanks everybody for coming. Yeah, I may be jumping the gun a bit here when I say this, but Doom 2016 has a story that isn't legendary. Doom has never been known for its story, and while the game is rich in lore, it's pretty good stuff if you take the time to read the lore. I mean, I did stop to listen to the Slayer stories because they were genuinely interesting. I mean, don't listen to them more than twice, you'll burn yourself out. The story is mostly optional, except for when the game arbitrarily stops you to spam exposition in your face, but usually it's pretty good at foreshadowing future events and getting you angry to kill the villain that caused all these issues in the first place, but sometimes I just want to get a move on. Doom was never about the story, and as John Carmack once said, story in a video game is like story in a porn movie. It's expected to be there, but it's not that important. But let me tell you something. You are the Doom Slayer. Your mission? Kill them all. Who and what is them? The demons, of course. Everything wants you dead, so it's kill or be killed. You're here to fuck everything up, while you collect all those juicy collectibles and weapons along the way. Doom is simple. Kill demons, save the world, the basic shit. Doom actually surprised me with the way the game felt. When I first booted it up and played it, I wasn't used to the way the game played. It was so fast and everything just worked so well together. Part of it was the new gameplay elements they added next to the shooting itself. You see, since this is a Bethesda published game, there has to be RPG elements. Yeah, fuck you too, Skyrim. Fuck. But these work. You find upgrade points and stuff to upgrade your sexy ass to power armor. These things are not too hard to come by. Praetor tokens can be found in the environment, but upgrade points had to be earned through finding secrets and completing challenges as well as completing combat encounters. These weapon points can be used to upgrade your weapon mods, which are these things you get from these little drones that you find, and they give you special attacks for your weapons, which Doom Guy thanks them by punching them in the face! There are 2 mods for each weapon except for the chainsaw, super shotgun, pistol, and another weapon I'll talk about later. But the Praetor tokens are used to upgrade your suit, which has a bunch of different categories which reduce explosive damage, increase your dexterity, and a bunch of other useful things, like beepers that help you find secrets, which are plentiful. These secrets can give you ammo, be a collectible, or be a classic Doom level, which holy shit, look at how far we've come. I love this exploration factor, where the game encourages you to explore. There are these challenges called rune trials, which give you special abilities. I only did one because I only needed one, but the more you do, the more you can have equipped at a time. As I said, I only used one. I like these new additions, but only because they made the game a lot more fun and allowed you to come up with your own battle plans and strategies. Things can get infuriating to get anyways, so don't bother with the ones that don't sound like your cup of tea when it comes to rune trials. That was the first bit of the gameplay, but the gameplay itself is just fucking orgasmic! Doom has gameplay that's so fast, so fluid, and enjoyable nearly 100% of the experience. The shooting in Doom is really enjoyable. When you shoot the demons, it's like they're actually living creatures and they bleed all over the fucking place. It's so fun to be able to shoot an enemy and watch them fly back like a pile of shit. Each enemy reacts to being shot from nearly every weapon. It's really fun. Turning enemies into gibs and red mist has never been more enjoyable in a Doom game. Brutal Doom does not count. Doom 2016 focuses on arenas where they pump demons in for a few minutes or so. They often place power-ups, pickups, and other things around these fighting arenas as well, so it's really entertaining. However, they do use these arena settings a little too much, because when you activate waves of them with these gore nests and just shoot demons and that come in waves, this starts to get a little monotonous, despite how good the gameplay is on the whole. Because instead of enemies being placed in areas beforehand, it is a lot less common than it was in the original Doom, and even Doom 3. It begins to get a little repetitious when you're killing the same demons over and over again in areas that are placed in a linear way. I mean, after a certain point, when I kept entering these scenarios, I was just like, there are a few levels that are completely non-linear, and picking which routes to take is really enjoyable. A level that seems to get a lot of shit is Foundry, which I really like this level. There are 4 gore nests throughout this massive area, and it's your choice to tackle which ones first. Do you want to take the one on the bottom floor, or get the blue key early to access the one on the upper middle? The choice is entirely up to you. Doom often places tons of secrets throughout each level, and finding these is really good because they grant you upgrade points. Every level hides these levers, and when you use them, a secret door nearby opens up, revealing a classic Doom stage that may hold goodies in it and unlocks a classic Doom level you can now access from the menu. Doom 2016 has a lot of first-person platforming too, but thankfully the controls are really tight and the platforming never got frustrating for me like it did when other games that have tried to do platforming sections Half-Life. But Doom's platforming is another way to traverse levels, and there is a lot of verticality in these areas and levels. I never found any of these levels to be not enjoyable, as they were all different from one another. When Doom was first announced, there was this new gameplay feature showed off. This was called Glory Kills. Glory Kills are essentially gory kills, allowing you to murder demons in all sorts of different fashions. Every demon has a different glory kill you can execute by aiming at their body with different angles or aiming at different body parts. You can sweep the legs out from enemies, punch their head off and send them flying. Fuck, even break their leg and smash their skull with their own foot. God damn. These glory kills are downright entertaining to watch, and some of them are even funny, like ripping a Mancubus heart and making them eat it, or jumping onto an enemy and curb stomping their head in. Doom Guy is a fucking badass. I mean, how hard do you have to hit somebody for them to explode? Like, if you're at a club with your girl and Doomguy slaps your girl's ass, that's his girl now, if her ass is still intact and has not exploded. Unlike characters that pick off enemies from range, Doomguy likes to get in their face and rip them apart. Combine this with the surplus of weapons to murder demons with: a pistol, shotgun, super shotgun, assault rifle, chain gun, plasma rifle, Gauss gun, rocket launcher, a chainsaw, and the BFG. Okay, if you need something a little more descriptive, the BFG shoots a big green ball of plasma that makes everything in the room other than you turn into red mist and chunks of flesh. The BFG is an acronym for Big Fucking Gun! Each of these weapons has a mod that can be equipped to make them more powerful. For example, the shotgun can turn into a grenade launcher, the plasma gun can build up excess energy that you can use to send a shockwave around you in case you get surrounded, or send a stun bomb so you can have a few moments to kill the demons. Each of these mods can be strengthened with weapon upgrade points. I already touched on this earlier, so need I say no more. Doom has some bosses, and they are fucking exhilarating. Seriously, when I first saw the Cyber Demon, I was intimidated. He towers over you. The Cyber Demon is ready to rip you apart. I'm not scared. This isn't a problem the BFG can't fix. Oh yeah, this is how you also enter Hell for the second time. The Cyber Demon has two phases, one in the UAC base where he's deadly but not too deadly. His second phase is when you're teleported to Hell and he becomes more deadly but still manageable. But the second boss battle is the Hell Guards. These guys are relentless. You start off fighting one and then it turns into a gank boss. You're attacked by two Hell Guards and this is super fun. This was the only boss that was able to kill me this playthrough too. The Spider Mastermind is the final boss and he's really fun to fight. A lot of moving is encouraged in these bosses, a lot of jumping. You better know how to dodge these attacks. They aren't bullshit. The attacks are telegraphed enough for you to prepare. I love these bosses. They are so much fun to fight and absolute highlight of the game's single player experience. The level design in this game is top notch. It's not completely linear, and even if it was, I won't complain. After all, I love Half-Life, but combat encounters have to be approached strategically, and the level design accounts for this really well. Arenas have plenty of places for you to go, with platforms to jump on and advantage points. If you get overwhelmed in combat, you can just run away to get some leverage on the combat. Levels are paced really well, and each of them have their own identity, with enormous amounts of secrets to find throughout. My favorite level in the game is Argent Tower. The level is mostly a platforming challenge, and the tower reaches stupidly high heights. Constantly traversing to the top is really intense. I enjoy this game's use of platforming throughout the campaign, because being able to use the double jump boots and make precise jumps is really addicting. Levels make sure to account for this. Also, Argent Tower is where you get the double jump boost, just wanted to point that out. If you're a decent secret hunter, you can even get the Gauss gun early here. Another level I like is Lazarus Labs. This level houses the first boss of the game and I love it. It is just hordes of enemies all over the place, with some of the most intense and challenging combat encounters. You're running and gunning in almost every room of battle. I don't want this to be like my other videos where I talk about FPS games where I highlight the best levels and talk about them, because really, I don't want more of this game to get spoiled for you than it already is. Doom is an experience that gets you ready to kill, ready to kick non-stop ass. I love it for that. Part of the reason why this game makes me go on a testosterone-fueled rampage is because of the music. I mean, Mick Gordon has done an exceptional job at making the music for this game. He is a musical god in the gaming industry. He's way up there alongside Martin O'Donnell, Kenji Yamamoto, and Kelly Bailey. Mick Gordon has really outdone himself with the music in this game. Seriously, is there anything that sounds something like this? Seriously, the music in this game is top notch. One of my favorite tracks is Harbinger. This song opens up slow and ambient, but when it picks up, it's a remix of the Doom 3 theme. That is totally fucking awesome. The music is just absolutely brilliant. Mick Gordon is a genius, and he definitely knew what he was doing when it came to the soundtrack. Mick, you have my respect. The music is also reacting dynamically to the player's actions, often slowing down when you engage in a glory kill, which I thought was a nice touch. The music stays slow and suspenseful until you enter a combat, and then it goes balls to the wall. The sound design in this game is also really good. The sound effects for all the weapons are beefy and really punchy. There are a few games that can make me have an orgasm just by using sound alone. One of the things I love about this game, other than everything, is how much it strides away from all that SJW and snowflake bullshit. Doom is a game you'll either enjoy or hate, and it doesn't care either way. One of the things about being is the main character, the Doom Slayer. The Doom Slayer doesn't give a fuck about anything. He wants nothing more than to kill demons, and I love this concept. I mean, there's literally an entire level where you go around smashing things that give out an unlimited energy resource.
We're only temporarily disabling the tower. You need to remove each lens individually. Carefully release the hinges.
Did I mention that I love this game? Doomguy is such a badass and a great vessel for the player. Most video game protagonists are treated like dog shit, and the Doomslayer is respected by every character. Hell, even the 3 other characters in this game are fantastic. This game didn't even try to have a story, and both the villain and the other characters have motivations and goals. I like the story, even though it's not what I'm here for, but Doom is just a classic ripping and tearing adventure.
You've won. It's over. You stopped the invasion and closed the portal. But it's come at a price. Argent, Vega, this entire operation. You see, I've watched you work. Come to understand your motivation. You think the only way is to kill them all, leave nothing behind. And you may be right. But we can't just shut it all down. Without Argent energy, it will be worse. I don't expect you to agree. But with this, we can continue our work. I am not the villain in this story. I do what I do because there is no choice.
Rerouting tether coordinates complete.
Our time is up. I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing in our way. Until we see each other again.
I love Doom 2016. Doom 2016 is a brilliant game. It may be a reboot of a game that came out over 20 years ago, but Doom 2016 is such a fantastic game that I'd recommend to anyone. Now I bet a lot of you watch my videos are friends of mine and all you play is Rainbow Six Siege or Call of Duty or Battlefield, I would recommend you buy Doom and play it, because this game will be unlike any experience you've had yet. I bet you Doom is faster than any of those games with more enjoyable gunplay, level design, and other stuff. Doom 2016 made my game of the year in 2016 since I had not played Dark Souls 3 at the time, but if you think this game looks boring or you don't want to try it because you think Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege is better, well, you're dead to me. What's next? When Doom Eternal comes out, it might be hard to fairly judge that game because of how hyped I would be for it. So, you know when I made that Half-Life video recently? Well, I'm going to retry that Half-Life 2 video again. This is what, my 4th attempt now? Fuck it. It's not for you guys to watch, it's for the people that come to my channel looking for quality content anyways. They're going to get it. Also, I got a copyright claim on my Half-Life 2 video, so that's why I'm redoing it, and I copied Civi's voice in the Episodic Trilogy video, which I rushed. Trust me, after I make the Half-Life videos, you guys will get the Doom Eternal video. Then whatever I plan after Doom is whatever I plan. Thanks for watching, guys. It's really appreciated. Subscribe, like, peace out, go away. Sneak peek at what I'm doing next.
Who you were before is insignificant. Who you are now is inconceivable.